Chapter 3, Part 2, Consanguinity. Mom got off in Tel Aviv as she inhaled the fresh winter air and saw rushing passers-by in front of her. Tel Aviv is very similar to its level of activity to New York, which is full of people, and it also almost never sleeps. Mom had never been there by herself, but that fact didn't scare her because she was full of adventure. Somehow, Mom found Yura's lodging place, and it was a big 5-room house, warm and bright in nature, located in a very affluent neighborhood. Mom was impressed because in Kiev, Mom's family was richer than they were. Uncle Yura and Aunt Sheva, Yura's wife, greeted Mom with coldness, as if to say, "Why did you pick us to help you out?" They were very unwelcoming. Only Grandma Runya, Yura's mother, great-grandmother's sister, and Sasha, Yura's son, who was in his early 20s, greeted Mom with warmth and happiness. Grandma Runya offered Mom a bed with clean bed sheets. Mom hadn't had the privilege to be in such a bed for the longest time. Grandma Runya loved to tell Mom interesting stories and play with me, while Aunt Sheva was insistent on Mom contributing to the house. She narrated all the bills for her and was particular about water expenses. Mom was afraid to even take a shower because of that. Meanwhile, Grandma Runya was kind enough to cook food for Mom and me. While living there, Uncle Yura informed Mom that there were special social programs that Mom could turn to that could provide services for her. Where and how to get there wasn't explained. Because Mom had a small amount of money and was greatly pressured to contribute to the economy of the house, Grandma Runya happily babysat me while Mom watched over other neighboring kids. After Mom began providing some kind of income to the house, Uncle Yura and Aunt Sheva let her case loose for a while, and meanwhile they were preoccupied with problems with their youngest son, Sasha. The problem entailed that Sasha fell in love with a Russian Gentile girl who was illegally in the country. The girl had told Sasha that she was pregnant from him, and Aunt Sheva was going out of her mind because of that, especially because the girl wasn't Jewish. Since Sasha and Mom were raised in Kiev together, Sasha used to confide in Mom about his love stories. So, as was the tradition before, Sasha told Mom that it was impossible that she was pregnant, because he used protection all the time with the girl. Based on what Sasha had told Mom was very suspicious of the situation and took it lightly, while Aunt Sheva went into hysterics. Mom came up with an idea and told Sasha to tell his girlfriend that he had a gynecologist sister that had moved into their house who could perform an abortion for free. When both Aunt Sheva and Uncle Yura were not in the house and only Grandma Runya was sleeping in her room, Mom grabbed Runya's disposable syringe, her white robe, and put on purchased rubber gloves. Before seeing the girl, Sasha was uneasy about the plan because he thought that Mom was going to hurt her. Mom reassured him that she was just going to check her and see how she behaved. To the girl, she would tell that she was going to operate a full-fledged abortion while comforting Sasha with the fact that it was just a psychological test. In the fifth vacant room came forth a blonde, long-braided, and bright-skinned girl overcome with fear. Mom said with absolute seriousness for her to get undressed. Mom didn't even ask who she was or what her name was. Mom went straight to business. In front of her, Mom sprinkled the fluid inside the syringe and told her that she was going to put her under anesthesia. For that, Mom explained that she needed to get the sterilization tools and she was to be right back. The girl, while looking at the sharp syringe that Mom held, became very pale and quickly confessed to Mom that she was not pregnant. Mom said, "Too bad. We already prepared towels to sponge up your blood after the abortion," which made the girl even paler. As a successful doctor, Mom exited the operation room and greeted the disturbed Sasha in the corner. As a good doctor does, Mom informed him of the good news that his girl confessed not to be pregnant. Sasha was impressed at the speed and simplicity that required and asked if Mom tortured her to tell the truth and if she didn't break any bones in the process. Mom replied, "As if I have nothing better to do." Sasha further asked, "What if she wouldn't have confessed? What would you have done?" Mom calmly replied, "I would have said that the tools were not good for the operation." Uncle Yura and Aunt Sheva were explained of their findings, for which they were very happy, and they started to respect Mom. Yura almost held Mom in his arms from rejoicing. Sasha dumped the girl and found out that she lied to him in order to hook him up into marriage. As the entire family was elated and relieved, they were all getting ready for the 1992 New Year, preparing all kinds of salads and goods, bringing along the holiday spirit. During the New Year feast, Mom felt for the first time to be surrounded by her kin and not among strangers. At the beginning of her coming, she felt herself like an inmate put in hard labor and underappreciated, but after solving the puzzle of the fake pregnancy, Mom finally felt accepted into the family. As she looked around the New Year's table where everyone was laughing and joking, all of a sudden Mom was struck with nostalgic thoughts which made her feel a sense of loneliness because the closest people in blood to her, Grandma, Grandpa, and her sister, were not around. Mom finally understood that maybe she shouldn't have jumped into such impulsive decisions of leaving them. After the celebrations, Mom went with Sasha to a beautiful trade center in Tel Aviv called Dezingov Center, where there were well-lit stores, expensive clothes, and fountains in every corner. There she drank coffee with Sasha. When Mom and Sasha came home, Uncle Yura told Mom that there was a policeman who had showed up at their house looking for Mom and me on behalf of my father, and Yura insisted on Mom's leaving so that there would be no trouble. Mom felt similarly. She didn't want to get the newly immigrated family into Mom's mess. Mom again resorted to packing her meager suitcase and thought where her next stop would take place, just like the story of Kolobok, which is a Russian story about the gingerbread man. It's about how this gingerbread man is cooked by an old man and woman who want to eat it, but the gingerbread escapes them. Then the gingerbread man meets the pig who says, "Kolobok, Kolobok, я тебя съем. I will eat you." The gingerbread man says, "Don't you eat me, because I escaped from babushka, grandma, I escaped from dedushka, grandpa, and from you I will escape." The same thing happens when he meets the cow and the bunny, but when he meets the fox, he is tricked by her. She hides her intentions from him by telling that she doesn't hear all of his narration, and he should sit on her nose and narrate it again. Kolobok agrees, and as soon as he starts to talk, the fox eats him by catching him right in her mouth. That's the end of the story. The point is that Mom was moving from place to place, just like Kolobok, the gingerbread man. Mom escaped from Grandma, from Father, left Arena, and was about to move out from Yura's. Mom didn't want to return to Dad, so she finally thought of Ibrahim. Mom called him, and he said that he would come and pick her up. Ibrahim came in his fancy white Subaru, and he came out shining with his masculine beauty, giving Mom an expensive golden bracelet. He picked up Mom's luggage with authority, and in the eyes of Grandma Runya, he took off with Mom and me towards an unknown direction. Mom didn't doubt the fact that she was going to be taken to an Eastern mansion that she saw in the pictures of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves from the collection of stories of 1001 Nights. She felt like Shahrazad taken by a prince.